Gannon may not have broken it, but he did tie the ratings record. Questions surround Latt's return. PDGA Europe is not only looking for an international director, but opened its 2027 European major bids, and just a little bit more this week in disc golf. Welcome to the channel, and for the ones who don't know, I'm your host, the one with all the holes in his game, Swiss Cheese. But most importantly, I'm one half of the disc golf world. You guys know us by now. We're that one disc golf YouTube channel who pumps out the hardest and fastest hitting professional coverage that's purposely not in a podcast form, though we got one of those too if you want one. And you guys are tuning in right now to This Week in Disc Golf, where I cover all things disc golf from the past week, including Ratings Week, which brings every emotion out, and for some, even the 7 stages of grief. And I know plenty of you are rolling your eyes and saying to yourself, here we go again with some more ratings chatter. Trust me, I'm not trying to stay on this topic long, so be patient and just stay there with me. Because with this recent ratings drop also became historic, as Ganon Buhr has achieved another milestone and the pinnacle of the sport, a 1062 PDGA rating, even if he's not too happy about it. And by that, I mean Buhr has made it abundantly clear beating Paul McBeth's all-time ratings record was well in his sights. Even called his shot in the past round interview after round 3 of the Great Lakes Open, where the defending champ down 2 strokes to Kelvin, but still motivated enough to know what was needed on the final day to surpass Paul and hit 1063.
If I did the math correctly, I need to average around like 1067 for the event here to then break the ratings record. I think if I shoot somewhere around 1060 average, I'll tie the ratings record. So that's definitely in the back of my mind, so I'm not going to be taking it lightly this weekend. I'm going to give it my all. I'm never going to give up and keep pushing forward.
Now, I'll allow you guys in the comment section to try to convince me why 2020 Paul is better than this Gannon. But we'll just save that discourse over there, because the student of the game also knows what is in store this next month to finally get that record, as 15 rounds will drop off, ones where he averaged 1067. But of the 2 remaining events this year, Gannon averaged 1071 at Green Mountain and below 1062 at Maple Hill just last year. And he's motivated. So yeah, it's likely. Because let's be honest, there are few goals that Gannon has strove to achieve that he's yet to obtain, whether that's in disc golf or Lego building. But I made a promise earlier, so let's move on already to some Kristin Latt speculation surrounding her return to the 2025 season. Doubts about Kristin's return have been present since her choosing the DNF at the World Championship, and still remain, even after Kristin posted a targeted return for the Throw Pink and dgpt championship. Yet disc golf internet sleuths are gonna sleuth and realize that Latt had actually withdrawn her name from the Throw Pink. Now, there has been no public statement from Latt or her camp at the moment, and that's understandable, as this week also saw the release of hers and Isaac's signature Latitude bags. However, her name, as of now, cannot be seen alongside the others who have already registered for the event, whose registration opened up earlier this month. But Latt is also not the only named player who's not on the list either, allowing some credence that this reporting just might be too premature. In fact, only 39 of the 56 women who have qualified are registered at this moment. Besides Latt, there's Owen Scoggins, who we all know is an absolute grinder and rarely misses an event and is even sponsored by Innova. And she's still not registered, along with other names like Ella Hansen, Katrina Allen, Emily Weatherman, Chandler Ray, and Lisa Fakis. So yes, this could be a bit premature, but as of now, we are only 20 days out from this event. And though Kristin fans desperately are holding on to the fact that she has yet to make a public statement about dropping from Throw Pink, she has also not been public about her intentions to play either, as her time off has been relatively quiet apart from what I am sure are some contracted sponsorship promotional posts and a few others about playing back home in Estonia. So at this point, it's difficult to say whether Latt will return for the 2025 season. But in my eyes, a return to the States to finish the season does seem far less likely, which also brings a whole set of other questions, outside the most dramatic ones of does she return to the game at all. Kristin is in her final year of her contract with Latitude 64 and House of Discs. Her shortened season and anticipated price tag could limit some possible buyers. But for me, her comfort in choosing to get healthy in the middle of a contract year is also a sign of a future re-signing with Latitude 64. or Kristin is just that bold. Either way, it makes for good storylines and eyes this offseason. One thing is for sure, PDGA Europe is certainly active on social media, posting everything from open positions to their 2027 European major bid process, in what is a pivotal moment for the game overseas, riding the momentum and success of what has been heralded as the best world championship ever, at least infrastructure and attendance-wise, but also in a state of influx with UC Maresma's departure and at least short-term questions surrounding the Beast and European Open's future in Nokia. But hey, A2 Tuominen just took down an event there this week. Many are pointing to the fact that the best courses overseas are choosing to take a year off the dgpt tour in 2026 as a sign of them possibly preparing for a major bid. We're talking about courses that are top 10 in the world and home to both the Krokol and PCS Open. With the additional year off to make enhancements could bring some of those concerns to rest. But with issues in the past of limited bids submitted does bring plenty of concerns, especially if more leadership doesn't step up to fill the void. And there's also plenty of other named courses that could factor in here. Ale, Kippis, and many others. So my concerns are tempered for the moment, but it's still on my radar. Today also marks day 3,000 since Ricky Wysocki's last major victory, as that streak is being tracked as much as his Bitcoin worth. That's over 8 years for the ones afraid to do the math without their fingers and toes. Add his streak of years with an Elite Series victory is in jeopardy also, as he's still winless on the season and over a year since his last one there. Has some even debating his fall off or questioning if he's washed altogether. And as foolish as it was surrounding Paul prior to this last victory, the same can be said of Ricky, who is working into a new bag lineup and also dealing with nagging injuries for most of the season. He still has 4 podium finishes, 3 of which were second place, and still near the top in the dgpt standings. That is as close as you can get to Gannon. But with a major drought that long and his 14-year streak possibly coming to an end, I understand the debate and the discussion. Just one I'm just not ready to have just yet. DGPT's shop had an embarrassing typo. And besides Dick Mania sounding like a Tina title, or something I might just say after walking away from a Pro Tour stop. No, silly, I don't mean personality, or the ones in charge, just the amount of dangle in attendance, because they are quite the sausage party. Some other news, Carter Aaron's college career has taken off since joining Emporia State, as he ends up taking down the collegiate. Paul weighs in on the basket debate, going on the record in his latest post. Going with DGA mock whatever. I don't really care. Alden Harris dropped from D-Glow and returned home to check up on some nagging neck discomfort. And that's after he was rear-ended while parked outside his Airbnb. But it doesn't seem too serious though. At least not serious enough for Ezra not to crack a few jokes about it. And Alden even alludes to it being more of a precautionary measure. And since I've already dipped my toes in it, let's just dive into some off-week social media quick hitters. Alden Harris wasn't alone in having car troubles or some road woes, as Allie Smith had her home, Little Clippy, being towed to get repaired. Pros took in some other sporting events. Cole got inspired and hit the courts after watching tennis's US Open, but admittedly his form looks better suited for pickleball. Gavin Babcock was able to catch a game in Yankee Stadium, on 9/11 no less. Even caught a glimpse of the president. While Haley King fanned out with autographs at an MLS Charlotte soccer event. Silva Saarinen hikes a mountain. Isaac gets excited about banana peelers, and I'm not sure why, but it seems to track. Zach Melton gets personal and asks this caterpillar if it's too good for its home. Some intense table tennis was had in Pennsylvania between KJ and Vinny, and it's an off week, so Mason Ford's got a rod in hand, while Jennifer Smiley tried her hand at glass blowing. And guys, that wraps up this week in disc golf. Shout out to those on the Patreon, and hopefully I got you guys out in a short enough time to go catch a round. And like always, guys, if you have enjoyed and not subscribed, make sure to do so. And if you haven't already, hit that like button right now, comment, and share.